what's going on guys? HyperX here. Welcome back to another video for Tales of Arise. Super exciting because I once again had a chance to go hands-on with the game thanks to the awesome guys over at Bandai Namco. This time, however, I got to try it from the very beginning of the game. So obviously a different experience. If you guys caught our last Tales of video, you'll know that of course I had a chance to jump into a build that basically had all the characters, or at least all the characters we've seen so far, and we had various different abilities, and I could basically just roam around this small part of the world, fight some monsters, just have some fun and kind of explore. And interestingly, just to kind of begin this video, that is actually going to become a playable demo for you guys at some point this month. Don't currently have a fixed date just yet, but there is going to be a Tales of Arise demo in August. So at some point in the next couple of weeks, you guys are going to be a chance to basically jump in and play what I played in the last video. So that basically means you'll be able to test out the different characters, mess around with some abilities, do like a short quest, and fight a big boss at the end of it. So really, really cool. I highly recommend you guys check it out because this game is fantastic. I am super looking forward to it. And today I want to talk about what I got to play in the beginning of the game. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. If you have any questions, by all means let me know in the comments down below. Of course, it's worth saying to begin with, you know, it's a JRPG, right? So the demo that I played previously was a jump into the future where I had a lot of abilities. Naturally, when you start the game, you don't have too many things. So combat-wise, we are slightly more limited. However, this does do a great job of introducing you to the characters, introducing you to the story. We obviously start off right at the beginning when you're playing as Alphen, who at the beginning is referred to as Iron Mask because he has an iron mask, and you then play through to basically your first encounter with Shion, and you also get to sort of meet some different people, some people from the rebellion, stuff like that. So narratively speaking, just as a super quick kind of summary for those of you guys that maybe haven't followed this too much, in Tales of Arise, you basically have two sort of factions, two races. You have the Renans and the Darnans. The Renans are sort of like the people up at the top who are in power, and they've oppressed and sort of enslaved the Darnans, who they are basically forcing to mine. And as it transpires, as we learn at the very beginning of the game, they have these gems that are sort of impaled into their hands, and in the process of them mining, in the process of them working, they're basically harnessing their life force, which they're then putting into these big cores, which give the sort of commanders in the Renan Empire their power, and they're basically playing some kind of crown game whereby whoever is the most powerful at the end becomes the leader of the Renan Empire. That's kind of the premise for it, right? So obviously the Darnans, they're not happy about that, and Shion is also not happy about it, even though she is a Renan, so you team up and then you go and fight some bad people. That's basically the premise from the beginning of the game. Obviously, it's going to get a lot deeper. No doubt there will be twists and turns, as you would expect from Tales of games and Tales of stories, but that is how it starts. So obviously, running through, you know, again, the game feels and plays fantastic. What I really like about this one is that, again, they've gone for a sort of wide linear approach in this game. So obviously, it's not completely open world. You're not going to be like roaming, you know, for hours on end into like various different aspects of the world. But at the same time, there's still a good degree of exploration, which I think is really important because that's something that has always been present in Tales of games. So while you might not necessarily have like this huge, you know, overworld where you'll go in various different directions, there is still plenty of potential to explore, which I think is quite nice. You can open up the map at any point and you can then see very clearly, you know, where your objective is. And while the path is, you know, again, relatively linear, there are definitely branching pathways that you can kind of go off, and invariably they will lead to something. There'll be chests to open, sometimes there'll be bosses. In fact, you'll often get a chance to fight what they call Great Zoogles, which are like these kind of giant mantis-like creatures, and if you defeat them, you can get items known as astral flows, which are basically these special items that you can use to increase your combat points. There are also rare variants, which are basically like special versions of monsters that are more powerful, and again, defeating them yields items, more XP, stuff like that. So if you guys have played Tales of games before, or I guess kind of any JRPG, you'll often find there are those like special mystery side bosses that will often hit very hard. They're very strong in the game, and obviously some of them you don't necessarily want to fight when you first see them. Some of them you'll go back and encounter later because obviously if you're super low level, you're going to get clapped. So there's definitely that aspect to it. So I feel like for anyone that's worried a little bit like, oh, this game going too linear, it is definitely still, while it is, you know, wide linear, there's definitely still reason to explore. There's definitely still stuff to explore. It's just done in quite a good way, a way that's not too daunting. And I feel like that's, you know, depending on what you enjoy in your JRPG, some people might be like, I want to go and get lost for hours. Fair enough, but I do think if this is going to be your first Tales of game, from what I've experienced so far, I feel like the experience is really, really good, well crafted, well paced. So I feel like if you're jumping into the series, you've never played a Tales game before, I feel like this is going to be a great entry point. Obviously, I'm basing that on literally, at this point, about 6 hours worth of gameplay. I've played the beginning of the game, I've played the demo that you guys will get to play this month, and obviously I've seen the trailers, so there's still a lot more I have to discover. But from what I've played so far, and based on that compared to, say, playing previous Tales of games, I do feel like this is going to be a great entry point. But anyway, jumping into sort of what else I got to play through. So obviously, starting off, I got to explore around. I got to go to a village. In the village, of course, I got to test out some different stuff. I got to visit the inn, go to the shopkeeper, go to the blacksmith where you can forge weapons. I then got to do some exploration, fight some more enemies. I got to uncover some of the collectibles. So the owls that are hidden around the world, if you find them, they will basically unlock little sort of cosmetic items for you. You know, cat ears, dog ears, rabbit tail. I'm sure there'll be lots more, but in the demo that I got, I unlocked a pair of dog ears, a dog tail, and some rabbit ears or something like that. So, you know, there's some like basic ones to begin with. The cosmetic side of stuff is always really cool. Like Tales of games have always had those fun costumes you can have, and obviously if you've seen some of the pre-order bonuses, you will know that that is obviously very much present. But of course, on top of that, as well as those sort of costume stuff, you have some additional like accessories, and you even have cosmetics for your weapons now. So if you basically obtain a weapon and you really like the look of it, but you then upgrade to a different weapon, you can now throw on a cosmetic skin on your weapon to keep that look, which I think is really cool. I can't actually remember, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure cosmetics on the weapon side of things, I'm pretty sure that's new. I don't remember that being present in Symphonia or Vesperia. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below. But either way, lots of customization, which is super cool. We then played, of course, through the story. You had the opportunity to do a few side quests, and then towards the end of it, I got to go through and fight one of the generals, the bald guy with the beard with the massive axe. He's kind of cool, kind of crazy. If his beard was a little bit longer, I'd be like, maybe I can cosplay this guy. But alas, yeah, he was kind of cool. And obviously we then got to do a boss battle against him, which was really, really awesome. And then, of course, you got to sort of see the final cinematic, which then goes into the anime intro cutscene. And then, of course, the demo ends. So there was actually quite a lot of stuff to explore this time around. And honestly, I think it's like, I really, really enjoyed my time with it. And I think pacing-wise, combat-wise, it's definitely done in a really good way. Because again, often in JRPGs, you start and combat is kind of, you know, slow to begin with. Because obviously you haven't got your core abilities, you're very low level. You're basically just like hacking your way through some things early on. And while that is true to a degree in Tales of Arise, you encounter abilities at a relatively steady pace, and of course, even just the basic flow, you start off with a few arts that still allow you to launch things into the sky, juggle things in the air, pull off some kind of cool abilities, and the rate at which you uncover or like discover new mechanics is done in kind of a good way, so that you're kind of constantly expanding your arsenal. And I feel like it didn't sort of feel like there was a big period where I'm like, oh, for 2 or 3 hours I'm just like hitting things with a basic sword and then not getting to do any cool stuff. Like very early on in the game, you're already getting to experiment with your arts, mess around with some of the burst arts, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I am definitely thoroughly impressed with it. I really enjoyed what I had a chance to play. But for the time being, that is pretty much it. I obviously can't show you guys absolutely everything, but I will leave you guys with a little snippet of gameplay just to sort of enjoy the tail end of this boss battle. Again, I want to give a massive shout out to Bandai Namco for letting me go hands-on. And also don't forget to keep it locked because, of course, there will be a demo later on this month. Once the date is announced and whatnot, I will be sure to let you guys know. But for the time being, that's it. So enjoy the rest of this. And, of course, let me know in the comments down below if you have any more questions.
Don't move, Bolsef! So the vermin scum you call kin stirred up enough trouble for you two rats to make it all the way to me, huh? What a pain in the ass. Although, it was pretty impressive of you to deliver it straight into my hands. The Master Core.
You really think we're here to hand it over?
Why, of course not. You see, I'll be taking it back no matter what you say. In any case, this is the end for you. You won't be getting out of here alive. The two of you are fools for coming here. Now die! A common thief believes she can use her me? Don't make me laugh!
You can keep your accursed crown.
We're here to overthrow you and free the dead.
Spare me your weeping, slave!
Yeah! Try harder! Non-chance! Swallow blade!
Reload!
Slash!
Magna Ray!
It's over!
I'm all stopped
Out
up.
of my way!
Take this! Demon Fang!
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Take this! It's on! Demon Fang!
You're
Take
mine.
this! Burn!
Here,
Swallow
let me
blade!
help. First aid!
Infernal turret! Try harder! You're mine!
Searing
Demon
flame!
Fang!
Reload!
Try harder! Non-chance!
Take it! I'm only
Take
getting
it!
searing flame! Reload!
Demon Fang!
I'm out of ammo! I'm all stopped up!
Stop
Try
fighting!
harder! Here I come! Demon Fang!
Magna Ray!
Try harder! My turn! He's like a brick wall.
But he's wide open when he's in the air. I'll shoot him out of the sky.
Make sure you don't miss. My turn! Here I
Flame of
come!
fury! Burning
Demon Fang!
You wretches won't beat me!
Swallow
You're
blade!
mine.
Demon Fang!
Out of my way!
You're mine!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning!
Shield! Now!
Think again!
We did it!
Just give it up, Falseth!
Swallow blade! Try
Magna
this!
Ray!
Infernal turret! Slash! Try
There,
this!
go! You're
Infernal
mine!
turret! It's
I
on!
never miss!
Slash!
I can help!
Demon Fang!
Blade!
Here I come!
Magna Ray! Searing flame!
Try harder! My turn!
Reload!
Shield! It's you and me!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
If you want to catch more from us at HyperX Gaming, don't forget you can catch the guys 269 and Paradise Central streaming over on Twitch weekdays, playing a variety of games. If you guys want to jump in, tune in, watch, and even join in, then make sure you check them out. The links to those are in the description box down below. And of course, you can join the Discord to get involved in all of the discussions.